कैसे हो आप लोग। आज अपने स्टार्ट करने वाले क्लास 10 का विकास का जो फर्स्ट टेस्ट का असाइनमेंट है, जिसमें अपने बात करने वाले इंग्लिश सब्जेक्ट सेक्शन बी क्वेश्चन नंबर 7 की। स्टार्ट करेंगे वीडियो को। पोएम 1, व्हाट डू द क्रो एंड द हेमलॉक ट्री सिंबलाइज? द क्रो इज अ ब्लैक हर्स वॉइस बर्ड and hemlock is a tree with the poisonous bitter fruit. Both are not beautiful. They are represent the darkness, depressive, sorrowful and bitter side of nature. Next, why does the poet not mention the beautiful tree like the maple and the oak? He has not written about the more beautiful trees such as the maple or oak or pine because these trees are symbolize the beauty and happiness. He has therefore used an unconventional trees and bird in order to contrast them with joy in the form of snow. Next, how does the poet's mood change? A crow sit on the branch of the hemlock tree and the snow particle fall on the poet's shoulder. The falling of the snow on the poets, the change is mood. The soft and cold touch of snow changed the poet's mood from the sad to happy. Now he feels revived and oblique to the beauty of nature. Next questions. What positivity does the poet see in the crow's action? In the poem, the poet experiencing a bad day and is in the terrible mood. When the poet is under a hemlock tree, a crow sitting on the trees happened to falling some dust of snow on the poet's. This action by the crow immediately uplifts his mood. Clear? Next, poem 2. Write a brief note on the symbolism created by the words fire and ice. In the first poem, Fire and Ice, the speaker symbolize fire as a desire or love. Ice is symbolized to be destruction and hate. Another way the symbolize ice is the poem is coldness. First immediately connected the fire with the desire because of its perfectly rhymes. And fire is burning a hot and ice is freezing a cold. नेक्स्ट वाई एंड हाउ टू द फॉलोइंग वर्ड्स, तो फायर के वर्ड्स लिखे गए हैं एंड आइस के वर्ड्स. क्लियर? ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चंस. What is the central idea of the poem? The central idea of the poem Fire and Ice by the Robert Frost revolve around the humans' emotions are destructive and allowed the sum of the changes. They can destroy the person morally, mentally, and physically. The poet impress upon the readers the destructive result of bearing ill feeling like a greed, avarice, lust, conflict, fury, hatred, and intolerance. Okay? Next. Leads the movement of a tiger in the cage and in the wild. तो केज वाले सारे ऑप्शन लिखेगा और वाइल्ड वाले भी किस तरह वो केज में रहता है. राइट, स्टैक इन द क्वाइट रेज, स्टेकिंग इन द लेंथ ऑफ द केज, इग्नोरिंग विजिटर्स, मतलब ये सारे पॉइंट्स हैं. जबकि वाइल्ड में लर्किंग इन द शैडो, स्लाइडिंग इन द लॉन्ग ग्रास, राइट, टेररिंग द विलेजर्स. राइट, नेक्स्ट. एक्सप्लेन एंड स्टार्स with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. He has a brilliant bright eyes to look even in the dark, but here they are of no use. He keeps the staring at the brilliant stars with his the brilliant eyes. Perhaps he is asking heaven why he has been imprisoned there. Next, explain his strength behind bars. The tiger is wrapped in its cage. टाइगर कहाँ पे था? केज के अंदर. His power is confined behind the bars. He was locked in the small cage and where he is devoid of freedom. He feels happy, unhappy, frustrated, restless and angry. नेक्स्ट, क्योंकि उसकी सारी की सारी ताकत बाहर के इनसाइड थी, बाहर नहीं थी, क्योंकि बाहर के अंदर केज के अंदर था. हाउ डज द पोएट ब्रिंग आउट द हेल्पनेस ऑफ द केज्ड टाइगर? द रियल प्लेस ऑफ टाइगर इज नॉट इनसाइड द केज but in the forest or wild. The tiger want to be free but is a sack in the cage. The tiger is symbolized of power, fierceness and regality. But inside the cage he just like a weak creatures. Hence he feel the rage and angry but find himself in a helpless situation inside the cage. Next, how does the poet suggest that you identify the lion and the tiger? When can you do so according to him? Answer आएगा. The poet suggests that if a large and tawny beast in the jungle in the east advance towards, then is the Asian lions. We can identify it when it a roar at us while we are dying with fear. When while roaming, we come across a wild beast that is yellow in color with the white black strips in the Bengal tiger. We can identify it when it's the us. Okay. Next, are bear hugs really friendly? How they are dangerous? The poet described the bear in a humorous way. As soon bear come near the human beings, he embraces his tightly. Right? He will found him lovingly. But that gesture is non-bear hugs. वो dangerous है अपने लिए. Bring out the humor in the poem. The poet creature humor by describing the various beasts of prey differently by the use of the word and emotions. The Bengal tiger is never noble at his heart. The leopard is wicked and it attacks its prey anytime. The bear's hug is never loving. The hyena smile happily, but if we find someone animal is weeping, it is sure to be a crocodile. Thus, poet has depicted the wildlife very vividly and in lively manners. How can one say that one is looking at the chameleon? The chameleon is a garden lizard and is an expert and camouflage. It changes its color as per its surrounding. This ability of camouflage help it is saving itself from the poachers. A chameleon does not have the ears or wings. Clear? Okay, next, poem 5. Why does the poet not wish to introduce on the boy? Because he wants the boy to learn the meaning of loss on his own. He does not offer him money to buy another ball because according to him money is the worthless. उसके लिए worthless था money. Why can a new ball not replace the old ball? The poet watched the boy who was plunged into a grief at a loss of his ball. He did not offer the boy money to buy another ball. He felt that another ball could not console the boy. मतलब दूसरा बॉल देंगे तो उसके लिए वो उतना मायने नहीं रखेगा जो पहला वाला. क्यों? क्योंकि इसके साथ उसकी फीलिंग्स, उसके इमोशंस सारे जुड़े हुए थे. Thus poet also wanted to make the boy realize epistemology of loss. Next, what will the boy learn due to the loss of his ball? The poet says that the boy is learning the cope of with the loss of his ball. He is experiencing the grief and learning to grow up in this the world of possessions. He learns that there are so many things in life that are to be lost and cannot be bought back. It is the useless to feel sorrowful it. Next questions. Explain. He is learning well behind the disparate eyes the epistemology of loss. The loss of ball has made the boy and sad and hopeless. However, he is learning to overcome the sense of loss. He is growing to understand the nature of loss and how to overcome and digest it. क्लियर? सो दैट्स यहाँ पे अपना वीडियो फिनिश होता है. वीडियो पसंद है वीडियो को लाइक और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलना.